Well, hello, everybody. I was trying to play my promo, but apparently it did not work. So, good evening, everybody, sports fans. Welcome to another edition of the CJ Harris Show. I am by myself tonight. Was supposed to have had Corey, but due to the grade school basketball tournament being called off yesterday in Perry County, there was no tournament. So it was called played today because of the weather. The basketball practice got pushed back. So that is the reason why Corey cannot join us tonight. So I'm doing solo work. So welcome to another edition of the CJ Harris Show. We are live on the Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on the D&D Sports Network. We want to get your phone calls. 1-346-314-906. I've already got a guest in the box, but we're going to go ahead before I bring Tim in. We'll get started. Want to give our guest list to you tonight. With us is going to be Tim Brenstinger from Wildcat Sports Talk. We're going to talk to him about yesterday's Kentucky victory, the overall season, what Kentucky's had, and we're going to talk with him about some high school basketball. We're going to talk with Judie Mason at 8:30, the head basketball coach for the Danville Lady Admirals. She's having a great year, coming off a huge win last Friday night over North Laurel. Then at 9 o'clock, we're going to hear from Coach Eddie Mahan, the North Laurel Lady Jaguars head coach, as they prepare to get ready for tournament. As we got 3 weeks left in the regular season, and John will join us at 9:30. We got a lot to talk about because we got new Class A state champions today from the mountains, the Pikeville Panthers, defeating the Branstetter County Bobcats earlier this afternoon, 53-44. We're going to get in more detail with that and a lot more. The Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. We got that to talk about. We've got all kinds of good stuff. Tom Brady, is he or isn't he? Is he retiring or is he not retiring? There's been different reports out there. Probably going to be more in depth tomorrow. But we'll talk about that later in the show. Talk about COVID. We'll also talk about North Laurel getting their new man, the new football coach for the North Laurel Jaguars. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about how the All-A was a success for the Mountains this weekend, too. And then we'll go over UK's win. And the Lady Cats, a rough day at LSU. Played hard, just couldn't finish the deal and come up a little short. We're going to get a phone call before we get our guest in. Let's go to the phone lines. See who we got here on the show. We get... Go ahead, caller. You're on the CJ Harris Show. Hello, caller. Are you out there? Can you hear me? No, he could not hear me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bring in our first guest tonight. He is one half of Wildcat Sports Talk with Adam Webb, Tim Brenstinger. If we can get him in here. Do not know why he is not well, because we don't have because I'm not live. That's probably. Hello, Tim. Welcome to the show. Can you hear me, Tim? No, Tim could not hear me.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Apparently nobody can hear me.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can now, Tim. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I hear you
yes,
good,
can
brother.
You hear me?
I hear you good. Hey, thanks for having me on, man.
Okay. Great to have you on the show. Yeah, always glad to have you on. A lot going on out there. I know you guys have been extremely busy over Wildcat Sports Talk with a lot going on. But let's get to yesterday because I think there's a lot of pieces. I think the nation found out when Kentucky is healthy, that's not going to be good news for a lot of opponents.
Yeah, you're exactly right, CJ. When this Kentucky team is healthy, they are very dangerous, man. And I think one of the other keys is that players are learning their role. Players are figuring out their role on this team. And, man, I tell you, I couldn't be happier with the play of Keon Brooks. I think Brooks is kind of the X factor. I think if Brooks can play anywhere close to the way he did yesterday, that this team could be a Final Four team.
I looked at yesterday, and I look at the guards, and we always say if Washington and the other guards are out there, Kentucky's going to make a lot of noise. But we don't talk about Grady enough. Even though he hit some big threes yesterday, but I was amazed by Kentucky just controlling the game from start to finish.
Yeah, man, it was just one of those wonderful games. Outside of the Tennessee game this year, that was definitely by far the best game we've put together. I love Grady. He's one of the guys that I was the most excited about preseason. And, he shot the ball real well all year, but he has just now started really coming off the run, coming off the curl, and shooting that real quick release. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Jeff Shepard back in the day, the way he come off that curl and catch it and shoot it. But Jeff shot a lot of mid-range shots, and Grady, he's shooting that three ball, man. He looks a little bit like Steph Curry at times.
Yeah, we talked about Kentucky yesterday, how they dissected Kansas piece by piece, but we don't. If the guards don't play yesterday, how effective would Kentucky have been? Because I feel like that if Ty don't play, I mean, he played awfully well for somebody that had a hurt ankle last Saturday. Tell me how could they have hung in there? Would they have had enough to hang in there?
Well, I'll tell you this, man. There's two ways to look at it. One way to look at it is we don't typically play well without either Ty or Wheeler in the game. But the other way to look at it is Keon Brooks was so good. I mean, he was so good. We might have been okay with one of those guys out. But I'll tell you this, I'm sure glad they wasn't out because even though Ty didn't score a lot of points, his defensive presence and his ball handling, I mean, he was a very key, he was very key to the win yesterday. And it all goes back to, like you said earlier, CJ, when this team's healthy, man, they're really clicking.
Toppin had a nice game yesterday. He was another one that was a late day scratcher before the game. Him, Tata, and Collins were all three game time decisions, and then they wound up all three playing, all three dressing, and then of course Toppin and Washington play. But what does Toppin bring to this team that nobody doesn't see on the court? Because I feel like there's a lot of intangibles that he has that he doesn't show on the court, maybe off the court.
You are exactly right, CJ. Toppin brings a lot of energy to the game. I've been a fan of Toppin for a while now. I've been wanting to see him get some more minutes. What he brings in, first of all, is just energy and the way he can jump. I mean, he plays above the rim. I mean, just plain and simple. You've got Oscar Tshiebwe, who is probably the best big man in the country, if not the best player in the country, who's grabbing all these rebounds, but Oscar don't play above the rim. And whenever you bring in Toppin with Oscar, it complements him so well because Toppin will go up there and catch those lobs. You don't really want to throw a lob to Oscar. And with Toppin in the game, he gives you another option to throw that lob pass. Man, I love Toppin's energy. I got a funny little, not a funny story, but whenever I met Toppin over at North Laurel, when they did their basketball camp at North Laurel, I noticed he was on the sidelines and he came over and there was a little kid sitting up against the wall playing a video game and didn't even realize Jacob Toppin was standing right there beside of him. And Jacob Toppin's leaned over him. He's watching him play the video game, and he's just talking to the kid like a normal person. He's like, "Hey, you play this game much?" And the little kid's just talking to him like he's not a big deal. But I thought it was cool that Toppin, he connected with that kid, and he didn't seem like he was too good, And another thing Toppin did, there was a girl, and there was this young girl who had cancer. And she unfortunately lost that battle with cancer. But back a few months ago, her mom reached out to us, and it was actually a friend of her mom's. They reached out to Wildcat Sports Talk and said she was a big Kentucky fan, wanted to know if there was something we could do for her because she was such a huge Kentucky fan. So we contacted UK, and we got some calls in, and Jacob Toppin actually made a video for that girl. Her name's Paisley, and he made a little video telling her that, you know, he was wishing her well and that he loved her and stuff. So Jacob Toppin, not only on the court but off the court, is a great guy.
Yeah, that shows a lot of caring and a lot of you know, for the Big Blue Nation out there. I'm sad to hear that the little girl lost her life. Wish she was still with us. She would have really enjoyed yesterday. We talked about Kentucky on the road. I think that's going to be shutting. People are going to shut their mouth now after yesterday. But now, you know, Kentucky does have still some road games that are tough. But you go into Kansas to win. I feel like you can win anywhere. But now we just remember we still got to go to Tennessee. Well, actually, Vanderbilt's next. And that's not going to be an easy game because Vanderbilt is sneaky. You know, they're one of those teams that just lies in the weeds. And then you got back-to-back games against Alabama and South Carolina on the road before you have a top 10, Florida coming in on that one. I think the Saturday, I believe, or Sunday. I believe it's Saturday. So, and then the roads get even tougher for the Cats because they got a trip to Tennessee, a trip to Arkansas, and a trip to Florida. Kentucky has got to continue to what do they got to get better? What's some things they got to do better when they're on the road? I know they got some really good things yesterday, but what are some more things they can do to be better on the road?
That's a good question, man, and you're exactly right. There's no off days in the SEC. There's no off days. Every team's going to bring it. Every team's got good players, CJ. You just can't have an off game. And I think the thing is on the road is to try to get off to a little bit better starts, which, you know, yesterday was phenomenal. If they play like they did yesterday, there's nothing they can improve on. Nothing. I mean, they shot the ball well. They shared it well. I think the key on the road is just to try to, you know, take the crowd out of it early, which they were able to do yesterday. Take the crowd out early. Obviously, Oscar not getting in foul trouble, and he's worked on that. He's done a lot better with that. And, you know, whenever Wheeler is guarding the ball really tight, we got to make sure to call out those ball screens so Wheeler doesn't get leveled.
Yeah.
That's been scary.
He's got leveled several times. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit of high school basketball, then I'll let you get out of here. We got 3 weeks left in the regular season. We are, I would say, sometime this we're going to the state tournament draw for the boys and girls state tournament. I know a lot of people are getting geared up for the big tournament in the 13th. I know you guys are probably going to come back and cover that again like you did last year. Well, of course, you guys, there was a lot of media presence there at the 13th region last year because of Reed. Still going to be a lot of media presence there because of Reed playing and all the great teams in the 13th. But what's your thoughts overall about basketball here in the mountains? I feel like there's a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah, man, they sure are a lot of good stuff going on, CJ. You know, everybody that knows me knows that I'm a big fan of 13th region basketball. I've covered it for a lot of years. Went away to Tennessee for, 5 years, came back. But, my heart's in the 13th region. And it doesn't get any better, man. I mean, the competition's so good. I mean, you got Knox Central, North Laurel, Corbin. I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out, but there's a lot of really good teams. And the beauty at the region is anything can happen. I love that 13th region tournament at the arena. I'm just excited to be back. And, I'm going to throw out a little hint. I'm not going to give a lot of details. Wildcat Sports Talk did cover the 13th region tournament last year. We covered just about every game. We went all the way through it and did player interviews. And we're going to try to do that again this year. But I'm actually, working on a deal right now to where I'm going to be back in high school football. High school sports in the area, covering high school sports on the regular. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, well, when you get that breaking news, we would love to have it right here on the CJ Howard Show. We like to break news right here on the Howard Show. This is where we like to do it.
Well,
You
this
mentioned
is the first time I mentioned it. This is the first time I mentioned
wow.
it.
So if people are watching out there, Tim's got some big news coming up, and he's going to talk more about it in the weeks to come. You was talking about the compatibility in the 13th region. Everybody but 6 teams has 10 wins or more in the 13th region. And we talked about I think the most competitive district in the 13th is the 52nd district. Bale, Harlan County, and then Middlesboro. Harlan just come off a really great run down at the All-A. They got beat yesterday by 2 by Breathitt County, 63-61. Breathitt County lost this afternoon to Pikeville, who another great mountain team. It was good to see our mountain teams go to the All-A this week and compete and do well. Talk about that a little bit, because I want to congratulate the Pikeville Panthers. They deserved to win that championship. They played very well this week.
Yes, sir, man. I've not been able to catch any games in person this year except for some North Laurel games because, of the Reed Shepherd connection with Wildcat Sports Talk in Kentucky. But what I like about, man, I'll tell you this, CJ. I've not said this a lot, but I love the All-A tournament, man. I love that tournament. I think it's a great thing, great idea. And what I like about the mountain teams, CJ, is they all fight so hard, man. Like nothing's given, nothing's easy. Like you go out there and they are really getting after it. Pikeville, man, what a showing for them. Those teams like Harlan, all those teams, they're well coached and they play so hard. I mean, if you're a basketball fan in Kentucky, you got to get out and watch those teams play. I mean, it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, we got a lot of great teams out there. Speaking of the tournament, I'm going to talk more about this later, but I did get a little bit of information today from Les. Before I had some questions for him. He was something I was needing some help with. He answered my question, but he also gave me a little bit of information. The 13th region tournament this year, of course, at the Corbin Arena in Corbin, Kentucky. It's going to be hosted by Redbird High School, and the games will be March 1st, or actually February 28th to March 11th at the arena. The girls will play first this year, and the boys will play second. Now, as far as I'm just going by last year's dates, last year how they played. So the girls will play February 28th and March 1st. Then they'll come back on Friday night and play the semifinals of the championship on Saturday. The boys will play March 2nd and 3rd, and then play March 5th and March 7th. The girls' Sweet 16 is first this year, so that's why the girls will be playing first. So that will be interesting. As I said, too, there's a possibility this week we could be seeing the boys and girls state tournament draw. I'm thinking they may have that next Friday. If they don't have it Friday, they will have it one day next week, because they'll have to have it within the next 2 weeks to get all the teams prepared for the Sweet 16. One more thing, I'll let you go, Tim. What about those Bengals? What about Houday?
Houday Nation, baby. Hey, I got to say this, CJ. What an unbelievable game, man. That was unbelievable. I'm going to do a shout out to Les Dixon. I know everybody else is, but I got to say this, man. It must be nice to be Les Dixon, because first of all,
he was at the game. He got to sit there and watch the Bengals go to the Super Bowl.
Wow, wow. Life is good for Les Dixon. I'm going to say this. Les, me and you, we've both been in media for years. Les Dixon is the GOAT. Les Dixon is the GOAT. He is. And look what his Braves did. And now the Bengals, my goodness, man. I mean, it's a good time.
It's been the year of the underdog. The year of the underdog.
Right,
that's what I've said the whole time.
That's right, CJ. Hey, listen, Houday, man, just one more game, they can do it. And, CJ, I want to say, man, I really do appreciate you bringing me on. It's always an honor. You do a great job, brother.
Well, I can give you a quick score. The 49ers are up 10-7, and they are already started the third quarter. So hopefully we'll know before we get off the air tonight who the Bengals will play in the Super Bowl. I want the 49ers because I want a rematch, because they played the Bengals back in week 11, beat them in Cincinnati, So that would be a good matchup. But I think either team, I don't care the Bengals. I don't think they really care who they play. They just want something. They're just excited to go to LA and play in the Super Bowl. So that's going to be exciting. Tim, honor to have you on the show always. We'll bring you back before tournament time, and we'll talk a little tournament basketball. Also, SEC tournament basketball. We'll get see where the Cats are at by then. And you have a safe and good after rest of the evening, and be careful.
Thanks, CJ. Appreciate you, brother. Go Cats.
Nope. Thank you. Tim Brenstinger of Wildcat Sports Talk. He is going to be doing some more high school action. He's going to be covering more high school stuff, so that's going to be good to see out there. Guys, if you're watching the show, tell me if I sound really how I sound. Let me know. Please let me know. I feel like that I'm not getting a lot of good sound out of the show, so let me know. Tell me if I'm sounding good. Leave me a comment. I love comments. We got a good show for you. Want to remind everybody, too, I'm going to remind everybody at the end of the show, today I have got my, I made a good friend of mine made me Tim Raines, the director of D&D Sports Network, finally got opportunity to get my Facebook page ready for the show. The CJ Howard Show Facebook page is now ready. You can go and like it on Facebook. Put the CJ Howard Show in there. You go over and push that like button. Push that like button. Let me know. Let me know that you've done that. Let me know if you did that. But you can now go into Facebook, put the CJ Howard Show in there, and it's got its own personal page. Start next week, the CJ Howard Show will be on that Facebook page. So we'll be looking forward to that as well as we go through. We've got a lot going on. We're going to have Coach Judie Mason here in just a few minutes. The Danville Lady Admirals head coach. As we got a lot going on. As we said, the Bengals in the Super Bowl. That's exciting. We just got done talking with Tim about UK's big win yesterday. We also was talking about we got a new football coach we need to talk about. North Laurel finally got their man. I'll talk a little bit about Tom Brady. Is he retired or is he not retired? We're going to find out about that as well, and a lot more go on as well. We're going to go ahead and bring her in here as joining me now is the head basketball coach of the Danville Lady Admirals, Miss Judie Mason. She was supposed to have been with us last week, but she had a all-star commitment meeting that she had to be a part of, and I really appreciate her coming back to be a part of the show this week. Coach, it's an honor to have you on the show.
Great to be with you. You know, it's always nice to talk to the people from the mountains.
Yeah, we go way back. I think Judie remembers our days at Don Lang's basketball camp when Coach Wendell Wilson used to bring the Lady Eagles there. Me and Judie, we sit around at the supper table and just had a great time. Would always go down and watch TV in the TV room, and those are some of the best times I remember, Coach. And I'm not trying to make you sound old, but I'm just trying to tell you that those are some of the best times I've had.
I agree. You know, we were talking about that the other day with some coaches, Christy Noble at Rockcastle, about how much fun we had at the Don Lane camp, you know, the after hours that we went, just talk basketball, talking basketball, and we were all friends, and those were the good old days.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun there. Coach Wilson took a team down there every year, and you always had a team down there. Christy had a team. There were some other coaches I know I'm forgetting, but we always had a great time. And Don Lane's camp's always great. Are still great today. There's still a lot of good stuff you can learn. Yeah, there's still a lot you can learn. Coach, you're having a great year. I've seen you 3 or 4 times already this year. I saw you 3 times at Corbin. You very impressive team. You got some great athletes. Your record right now, very, very impressive. You are 16-3, coming off a big win Friday night over North Laurel, who had been coming in. I think they had come in to that game, they had come in, they had won a couple, like 2 or 3 in a row, but you guys really put the points on the board. So, impressive win. Talk a little bit about your team if people don't know much about it, because I know 12th region basketball gets lost in the shuffle. I feel like that's one reason why I cover it a lot. I cover from 12 to 15 because I want to make sure they don't get lost in the shuffle. But talk a little bit about your team and talk about your schedule at this point and some of your big wins you've had so people can just be familiar.
Well, we it was a big win against North Laurel. We had 5 kids that had double figures, and we shot the ball well, 56%, and really battled, and it was a good game for both of us. But we got a disappointing loss in the All-A region. Danville Christian beat us, and since then we've been on a mission. And like I told them, sometimes the path is not always the way you think it is, but we've been playing really well the last 4 or 5 games, and I got the Acres girl who are super seniors who came back, who's made it a whole lot easier. And they're shooting over 40% from the 3-point line. Also, Laura Acres got an offer from Murray State just last week. So very excited for her Division I school for a small school. Love Mays, junior point guard, very athletic. One of the best defensive players I've probably ever been around. And then I've got Talia Bradshaw, who put up 33 points against North Laurel the other night. And then Desiree Tandy, who's got an offer from Cumberland and from Campbellsville University. So, my first 5 I'll put on the floor with anybody. Our biggest weaknesses are depth. But, the 12th region has been in the Final Four, the Sweet 16 about every year the last 5-6 years and puts on a good show down there. And we got another good 12th region, Southwestern, who really, really good ball club. Rockcastle's coming on now. So the 12th region, you got to be ready to play if you're going to be in the 12th region.
Pulaski County's another team that's starting to come on strong here in the last month, Coach. Also, Mercer County, they've been playing a much better basketball in the last couple of weeks here. As we get down to the final 3 weeks of the regular season, of course, you're in a district where you guys seed, right?
Correct.
Or do you draw?
We seed, and we've gone through the first round right now. We're the number 1 seed, but we play each other twice and count all of them. So our next round starts Tuesday, as a matter of fact. But we've got us, Danville Christian, Gary County, Boyle County, Danville Christian, us. We got a pretty hard district year in and year out.
Yeah. You play Garrett County. You'll play Garrett County this week, but you already played Garrett County before you played North Laurel, and you beat them pretty good there, 78-35. You'll get a chance to get revenge on Danville Christian because you play them this week also, and then you're going to play a Marion County team. I don't know a whole lot about it. I know I think they're out there in the central part of the state, but good competition. Boyle County is always good competition. Lincoln, and you end the year with a South Laurel team that is that's getting better. One thing with South Laurel, the problem they've had is they can't get healthy. They seem to always have 2 starters out and off, but hopefully they'll have everybody back. Coach Salyer's talking about he may have everybody back by tournament time. So, but you've got a tough schedule going down the stretch. What are some things that you want to work on to get better? Because I know the 12th region tournament is a dogfight. I mean, every year that you go to that tournament, there's upsets everywhere. I mean, I see probably 2-3 every time that I turn my head. Talk about the 12th region tournament and how physical and how aggressive it is.
It is. Last year we lost to Southwestern in the semifinals, and Southwestern went on to, win it. Our team's lost in the semifinals the last 3 years, which is kind of disappointing, but yet we're there. Danville, like I said, a small school, to be in the Final Four the last 3 years is big, but we want to try to take that next step. But like you said, Mercer County, Southwestern, it's on Lincoln's floor, the region is. And Lincoln County, they're down right now, but if they make it to the region on their floor, who knows what will happen. But like you said, Pulaski County, 3-point shooting team, inside out. To be honest, the 12th region every year is whoever's playing good at that moment. We beat up on each other throughout the season, but regional tournament time, you got to be playing your best or you'll be sent home early.
Yeah. You guys remind me a lot of the 13th region. You guys are right. You look at the 13th. You got about 6-7 teams over there. Really, really good basketball teams. You got North Laurel, Corbin, Bell County, South Laurel, Jackson County, Knox Central, and then past that, the bottom of the bottom teams can beat you on a given night, but you got to come ready to play every night. Your team, like you said a moment ago, your team learned that lesson in the All-A. You got to come to play every night, no matter who you're playing, because you can be sent home in a snap of the fingers.
You can, you talked about those 13th region teams. We played every one of those you mentioned. Down in the Corbin, we played Bell County. We played Corbin. We played Knox. We played North Laurel, and we're going to play South Laurel. So, we don't shy away from competition. I feel like the 13th region prepares you for a tournament.
Oh, you're absolutely right. There's some dandy competition there. Coach, I was trying to remember. You've been. What year is this coming up for? What year is this right now that you're coaching?
Well, I took a 3-year sabbatical and was going to not coach anymore, and then I got back into it. So this is number 27 for me as a head coach.
And you're one of the veteran coaches. You're one of the really good coaches out. I call the 12th region the mountains because they're part of the mountains too. But you guys, you've done such a great job wherever you've coached at. A lot of people remember you when you was at Somerset. A lot of people remember you now at Danville. You've been you started off as an assistant a long, long time ago when you coached. What makes this team special, and how can they be special to get to Rupp Arena?
I told them just today, as a matter of fact, that this team is a very good, close team. Like I said, we've been together. This is the same team we've been building now for 4 years. Ivy Turner, who's at Northern Kentucky, was our point guard, but the rest of these kids have been with us, and we've been building on this. But what I'm going to miss most about this team is we are very close. They are my kids, and we have a good time. But I probably remember most about this team just playing hard. Just like I said the other night against North Laurel, I played 5 kids for most of the game, and they just work themselves in shape and play the next play and never get tired. And that's what we are built on, is we're going to outrun you. We're going to outwork you. And that's what I love about this team. They meet my intensity. Anybody that's seen me coach knows I coach with a lot of intensity, and this team matches my intensity, which makes me proud to be their coach.
You mentioned you played 6 people. You had 5 of them in double figures. That's impressive. I mean, that's picking it up and moving it down the floor. That's getting after it. And North Laurel scored 79 points or 76 points. So they're. I mean, for you to beat them that number, that was an impressive win, Coach. Very noticeable. I know. Before I let you go, you have been this is a weird year in the 12th region because usually there's been like 1 or 2 teams that have been the standard. Now, as we said earlier in the interview, now there's about 6 or 7. Give me a team that I'm not looking at that is going to be dangerous in tournament time.
East Jasmine's probably the most athletic team in our region, and they're under the radar. They played us a close game the other night. Mercer County, I think, beat them by 5 or 6. Very athletic team. If they get after you and their shots are going, they can beat anybody in our region. So look for them to make some noise.
Yeah. I noticed their record is 9-9, East Jasmine. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. Coach, always an honor to speak with you. Always. Hope you could come back again. Would love to have you back. Good luck to you and your Lady Admirals as you get set to finish the final 3 weeks of the regular season, going to the district and regional tournament. And I wish you nothing but the best success. And good luck to you and your girls.
Thank you, CJ. Appreciate you.
No problem. Coach Judie Mason of the Danville Lady Admirals is they get set to play Garrett County on I think it'll be Tuesday night there at home. They got 3 of the final 5 games at home there. So check them out there check out Coach Mason and her Admirals as they finish up the season. Let's do some really quick highlights here of some stuff going on. Of course, everybody knows about the Cincinnati Bengals today. Well, how about your phone call? Let's try a phone call today. How about give me a phone call? Well, I thought we was working earlier. I'm just actually going to test to see if the line's working. I hear the ringtone, so give me a call. I'd like to hear from somebody. I don't care who it is. Give me a call. We'll talk with you a little bit. 9 o'clock, Eddie Mahan of the Laurel Jaguars, Lady Jaguars, will join me as we get set, as we're heading towards our first hour of the show. But we'll talk about the Bengals today. They got a super win, and I wasn't being I meant that they down 18 in the first half, but the second half they only allowed the Chiefs a little less than 77 yards total offense. The defense come up huge there in the end of the ball game and got the victory. And the Bengals are going on. Let me give you an update on that Rams game. We right now. Let me go back. It is still 10-7. 49ers, 7:53 to go in the third quarter. So we'll keep our eye on that as it progresses through for the rest of the show. We've got other highlights going on. North Laurel has their new football coach. Coach Jason Chappell of the North Laurel Jaguars hired Jason Chappell earlier this week. Jason was the Pineville head coach. So Jason going in there. And I love this hire. I think it's a tremendous hire by North Laurel. I think if anybody was out there to take this job, Jason was the person that could come in and fill the shoes of Coach Chris Larkey. I feel like that this is a good hire. He'll bring his high octane offense to North Laurel. They only got one more year in this 5A district. What they'll see, what they're going to be in after this, we don't know. But we'll have to wait and see as we go along. Today, the Pikeville Panthers, congratulations to them. Coach Justice and the Panthers winning the all-boys all-A state championship this afternoon, winning over Breathitt County 53-44 in an all-mountain final. It was a very big win for the Panthers. They led most of the whole game. Breathitt County, I think, led a little bit early. This was a good game for both teams. I know Coach Noble probably after this game was a little disappointed. Probably his kids were disappointed, but this is a good test for them as when you head down the stretch going towards the big tournament at Rupp Arena. This can get you ready for it. And Pikeville showed, we've talked about records already in the 15th region. Let me just give you an idea. Pikeville winning, they're 18-1. They only got the one loss. But you got 18-4 Lawrence County, 13-4 Paintsville. And then after that, you got a bunch of teams with winning records, but not. I think Pikeville is going to be a big-time player in the boys' Sweet 16 this year. They showed this afternoon they did. They had two or three players in double figures in the win. So they get the dub. They get the trophy. They bring it back to Pikeville. Hopefully we can get Coach Justice on here in the weeks to come, talk with him. I would love to talk with him. I know he don't do many interviews, but would love to have him on the show, talk about his state championship they just captured there in the state tournament. So congratulations to the Pike Panthers. Congratulations to the Santa Mountain team, but congratulations to the girls champion, Owen County. The Lady Rebels defeated the defending champions, Owensboro Catholic Lady Aces, this afternoon earlier at 12 o'clock at 49-38. So Owen County wins the girls, Pikeville wins the boys. So that all eight tournaments in the mirror. Now we're heading towards the big tournament and Rupp Arena for the boys' Sweet 16, the girls' Sweet 16. The girls' Sweet 16 is first this year. A lot going to go on with that. I'm thinking this week will be the draw. As I look at my calendar, the calendar tells me they usually try to draw on the first week of February. We got one more day in January before February begins on Tuesday. I would expect maybe we'll see the drawing on. I have not seen the thing on the KHSAA that tells us the draw is going to be, but I'm going to guess. If anybody out there that knows when that draw is going to be, let us know as well. but that will probably happen this week. We're going to keep our eyes on that. We'll be able to know who's going, what matchups we'll have in the boys' Sweet 16 going on. Chris Mack out as Louisville's head coach. I think a lot of people probably thought Chris Mack could hang in there for out the regular season, but he couldn't. Mike Perazzo is going to take over the interim coaching duties, assistant head coach, till the end of the year. They just lost to Duke yesterday, Louisville did. So, but Chris Mack is out in Louisville. We talked about Tom Brady. Yesterday there was a report that he was retiring from football. But there's been rumors also that he's told the Buccaneers that he's not made up his mind yet. So we're hopefully going to get to the bottom of this maybe by tomorrow. Get an idea of where we're going to be or what we're going to see. I do not know where this is going, but Tom Brady, whatever he decides to do, come back or retire, he's the greatest player, one of the greatest players in NFL history. And, the game will miss him. But, I understand we need to be with your family, and I understand that a lot. We talked about Kentucky's big win yesterday over Kansas. Just a beatdown of the Jayhawks, 80-62. They will return home on Wednesday night to play Vanderbilt in a night clash, 7 o'clock there at Rupp Arena. Then they go on the road to Coleman Coliseum in Alabama Saturday. A big game there. They've lost their last 2 games and went to Alabama. So we'll see how that goes as well. Also, the women today, they lost today, unfortunately. The women losing to LSU on the road, 78-69. They did get a win earlier in the week. They beat Auburn, but they've had some makeup games. They played on the schedule. A lot of teams have had to readjust their schedule. And so, but they did beat Auburn 67-55, lost to Vanderbilt 65-57. And then today they lost to LSU by the score of 78-69. Guys, give me a call. Let me hear from you. Let me know what's on your mind. The phone number, 346-314-0906. We got a lot going on. We want to hear from you. We want to know what's on your mind. Give us a phone call here on the show as we go through, get set. Other big news today, I talked with the Bengals. Still high COVID numbers. I'm not going to really get into that. Just hoping that we can get a handle on this as we head into February. A lot of people think we will. I think we will. So we'll see how that goes. We talked about with Dan, with my brother last week. Of course, the other coaching hires. We've done that. Of course, the Bengals going to the Super Bowl. I've been a Bengals fan since the losing days and the winning days. I've seen us give away games. I've seen us just dominate games. And today was the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever watched. But it was a great effort by the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow is just a phenomenal quarterback. But, Jamar Chase, when the Bengals drafted him in the draft this past season, I didn't know about the pick. I knew he was a good receiver, but he has shown everybody that he is for real. And guys, if you're watching the show, please share the show with other people. I like to know who's watching. Like to know what your thoughts are as we go. Give me a phone call, 346-314-0906. Do not have a co-host tonight, as you can see. Was supposed to have Corey, but Corey had basketball practice late due to the grade school basketball tournament in Perry County was moved to today. They had to move it because of the weather yesterday. So they played their championships today. Then I think the basketball team couldn't get on the floor until after 7 or 8 o'clock. So that's why Corey could not be with me. I thought I might have had a second person in line, but that didn't fall through. That unfortunately did not fall through. So I'm solo tonight. We still got 2 more guests to go. We're going to hear from Coach Eddie Mahan of the North Laurel Jaguars, and then we're going to hear from John at 9:30 as we get set for the stretch run of the final 3 weeks of the regular season as well. Now, while we've got time, let's go ahead and give you some tournament information. This past week, the 14th region decided to go ahead and give their information out on what they were going to do for the policy board, set the tournament, set the dates, and everything is ready in the 14th region for the tournament. The dates, everything. The boys and girls 14th region basketball tournaments will be held at the same venues as it was last year. So the John C. Combs Arena will be hosting the girls 14th region tournament. And the Felicio O. Woods Coliseum will host the boys 14th region basketball tournament this year, like they did last year. The tournament will begin. Well, actually, the drawing for the tournament is going to be on Wednesday, February 23rd at 10 a.m. in the morning at Perry County Central High School. This is girls. The tournament dates, they're set. Sunday, February 27th at 1, 3, 5, and 7. They're going to play the whole first round at Perry Central High School. Then they're going to take a Monday off, come back and play the semifinals on Tuesday. They'll play the 6 and 7:45 with the championship game, and not until Friday at 7 p.m. Now, the boys, their tournament will begin. They will draw on Saturday, February 26th at 10 a.m. at Brenstinger County High School in the library. Their dates to play. They're going to play the first two rounds on March 2nd and 3rd at 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Then the semifinals are going to be on Sunday, March 6th at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. with the championship game set for March 8th at 7 p.m. So that is the tournament. We'll go over more detail with this as we go along, but it's been set, ready to go. Also, the 54th district draw is also being set, ready to go. It's going to be on next Monday, February 7th at 11 a.m. at Applebee's in Hazard. The host school is the Hazard Bulldogs in the district. Also, I do have some other information on the 13th region and the 15th region tournaments as well. We'll go over that just in a little bit. Going to go ahead and bring in here now the head basketball coach of the North Laurel Lady Jaguars, Mr. Eddie Mahan. Coach, it's great to have you back with us here on the show.
Hey, CJ, thank you for having me again.
Always love having you. Much like your counterpart, the boys coach, Nate Valentine. You two always bring an exciting venue when you come on the show. Coach, it's been one of those seasons that you think you've got a grip on everything, and then something gets in the way, whether it be an injury, COVID, the flu, or something just doesn't go right. It seems to put just a little bit of a tailspin. But you guys have got another great record. You guys come in at 15-4. You had a rough night against Danville. I just had Judie on the show right then. She talks about her team playing awfully well Friday night down there at Rockcastle County. But, Coach, tell me how you've been able to get through all of this. I call it kerfuffle, but I mean, it's not really kerfuffle. It's more, like I said, it's COVID, flu, injuries, this, that. You're a veteran coach. How do you been getting through it?
Listen, if you're wanting a smooth ride, then obviously you don't want to get into coaching. Coaching's not for the faint of heart. You got to make sure that you're able to ride out through the storms, and that's what it is all the time. Whether you're talking about a ball game where things are going wrong, physical play, things are crazy, or whether you're talking about a season where you got cancellation after cancellation. We've had 2 games canceled for the next week just on Thursday alone of last week. It just seemed like they came within about an hour apart, and you're like, how are we going to make these up? And it seems like everybody's in this kind of same situation where you have a lot of cancellations, whether it be for COVID, weather, or anything else. People are scattering. And as a coach, you've got to make sure you're keeping a level-headed and keep the team ready to play.
You spoke of weather. That's been the one problem everybody's had. The problem the last 3 weeks has not been COVID or the flu. It's been the weather. But and I've seen this too. I've seen teams that would have had to cancel because of COVID or the flu. If it hadn't been for the snow, they got, I don't like to say bailed out, because I mean the weather. If they were going to cancel anyway because they had, flu or COVID, but the weather helped them out, so they didn't have to use a flu or COVID as a reason for canceling. So I mean, but the weather's been much rougher this year, and I've noticed the last 5 or 6 years.
It definitely has. It seems like the forecast just keeps on coming. Every time we think we're through another one, then another stream of weather comes through. But like I said, that's what coaching is all about. That's what the game of basketball is about. And what I love about this game is the whole reason that schools have sports is to teach kids lessons of how to get through adversity, how to get through tough times, how to be loyal, how to be. I mean, the whole point of having athletics in the school system is not wins and losses. It's really about teaching kids lessons. And that's what you, as a leader, we're supposed to be doing all the time. And so just got to keep a level head, make sure our kids stay ready. Practice when you can. When you can't, make sure your players are staying as mentally prepared as possible. This has definitely been a season where film has been a huge part of things. We're always trying to watch our previous games and learn from them. And, as long as you have that film available, then you're able to teach your kids all the things they did wrong in the previous game.
I look at the rest of your schedule, and I see nothing but teams that could. You ain't got an easy team remaining, because you already played Danville, so that was one hurdle you got over. You turn around, you're going to play Corbin on Tuesday night. Then you'll play Jackson County, a team that I don't think many people. I know they had a nice win down at the All-A. Probably should have won their second game too, but they let it get away from them. And then you got an OBI team and Redbird team that you can't overlook. I mean, because anybody can beat you on a given night. And then you end the season with Newport Central Catholic, Southwestern, and Somerset. All 3 teams probably in their region top 4 or 5 teams. So, I mean, just look at your schedule to finish the year. This is definitely going to get you ready for the 13th region tournament.
Well, everything we do throughout the year is not to get wins. I tell my kids all the time, I got enough wins in my career right now that's not what we're looking for. We're trying to get ready for postseason play. Postseason play is what our program's all about. Winning districts, winning regions, going to state, representing the 13th region at Rupp Arena. That's what we're all about. We played number 1 in the state, Sacred Heart. We played number 2 in the state, GRC. We played the Covington Holy Crosses so far. We got Southwestern still on schedule. We got Corbin still on schedule. You got so many good teams out there that we're playing. That's what we're trying to do. Matter of fact, we're still trying to add 2 or 3 games. We're down about 2 or 3 games right now. So if there's anybody out there that's willing to play, here's the advertisement. I'm sending emails galore. So we would love to get another game. And honestly, we want it to be as competitive as we can be, and we don't care to go on the road or at home, either one. So our whole goal is to play good competition. I truly believe the biggest mistake that younger coaches make is chasing wins. That they're so worried about getting that next win that they schedule cupcake schedules, and they end up not preparing their teams like they should. I believe in a tough schedule. I believe that it prepares you for what really matters. We've gone to 4 straight region championship games in the 13th region. And what you usually see is some of the same teams at the top of the region every year. And the reason being, look at their schedules. The teams that are at the top of the region on a year in and year out basis usually are the ones that have gone out and played teams throughout the state and challenged their teams to get ready. They are the ones that's going to be postseason ready.
You did play South during the regular season. I was excited to see that game play. You got a big win. It was a good win for your team. It was a good comeback win. I understand you can correct me if not, down 8 or 10 early in the game. The girls settled in second half, really got going. But to have play South now, I think was a brilliant idea on both your parts. Because at least one time. You don't have to play twice. You play once. But it was good because because it ain't a guarantee that you guys or South can make it back with the landmines that are in that 13th region. Corbin, Bale, South, Jackson County. Knox Central is the one team that I truly believe that they're not getting zero respect from very few teams. I know you give them respect, Coach, because you played them. But they get zero respect from very few teams. And they're really, really good. And also, I think a team that's not had a good record, not played a lot of games, they've got two very nice players, post players, is Barberville. Marvel's got some good, two nice post players that can shoot the ball inside, outside. But, you've been in the 13th region a long time, Coach. And I ain't telling you nothing you don't know. But is this the best competition you've seen in the 13th since you've been coaching?
Well, I will say it's the deepest. Usually you can narrow it down to two, maybe three teams. That's usually at the top. And this year you legitimately have 7 or 8 teams that has the talent to compete. And whether it is a matchup problem, like I'll use Jackson County as an example, they're huge. They're one of the bigger teams that you will see across the state. I think we've only seen one team, and that was Sacred Heart, who is probably any bigger than they are. And that, so they cause a matchup problem. Now, we ended up handling pretty easily in the first game, but you never know how the game changes game to game. Whether, playing against that size, you have to be hitting from the perimeter a little bit. And the first game, we shot great. But you play Jackson County again, you're not shooting nearly as well. Maybe they change defenses a little bit and pressure you a little bit more man-to-man or something, and things aren't going to go maybe as well. So there's a lot of teams to be worried about in the 13th region. And I say 7 or 8, but you go all the way down to like Harlan Independent, who maybe people talks about in the 8th, 9th, 10th range right through there. They have 2 of the better players maybe in the region. So, this is probably the deepest amount of talent and teams that I've seen in my tenure in the 13th region. It may not be the Macy Morris, Blair Greens, some of those at the top player-wise, but you definitely have a huge amount of talent that just keeps going on and on almost every team. And back to your original question, too, on the South, I was glad to have that South Laurel game back there. There is no game that we play all year long that prepares you for tournament play the way that one does, and really means nothing. It has no district seating to it because they're not in our district. There's nothing that at the end of the day, it's bragging rights, which is nice, but no one really cares about. But there's a feeling to it of rivalry, competition, a great crowd that's almost always there, and so I was glad to have that back into the regular season, and I know that the game plan is to have it back to a 2-game series next year and from here on out. So I hope that never changes again.
Yeah, I don't either, but I love it when you guys get. I also think it makes it better too, because a lot of times you two get in the finals. Like the past 2 years, you had seen South play, but you didn't know a whole lot about them. South seen you play, he didn't know a whole lot about you. I thought that when they got down to familiarity, their experience won out, even though you had great talent, just their experience paid off for them in the long run.
We played each other for the last 3 years, either in the semifinals or finals of region. 3 years ago, we went in the semifinals, ended up being Harlan County to go on to state. And then the last 2 years, we played South in the championship game. 2 years ago, I will be honest with you, I thought that you had Allie Collett, Amara Steele, Sydney Hall, all these seniors, and I thought their senior leadership probably was the difference in that ball game. Last year's championship game was probably the hardest game in my career to kind of overcome, because I felt like we were more seasoned. I thought we were probably better prepared, and we'd had such a good season throughout that last year was probably more of the heartbreaking loss than any other seasons ending previous to that. So it's been a tough pill to swallow over the off season, and then we've used that as motivation as we went through this year.
Oh no, I was sitting there and I felt bad for you because I thought, you hate to see two great teams. At least you met in the finals, but when you got a team that's experience as yours and you don't seal the deal, as some coaches say, it really comes back to bother you till that next season starts, where you can get a chance to get it off your shoulders and get your girls back out on the floor. But there ain't an easy game. We could wind up for the first time in quite a long time, and unless they upset somebody, and they could. They're 6-10, but we may have a tournament without Clay County boys and girls.
Coach Birchall,
I've never seen that before.
I
know both teams are not
won
a lot of games, but
I'll talk about the girls' side a little bit more. Coach Birchall, I've known him since before I even started coaching at North. When I was at University of Cumberland, I talked to him numerous times, and I have so much respect for him and his teams. They were, and I don't mean this as any disrespect to any team out there, they were the hardest team for us to get over the hump with. They were our biggest rival. Everybody wants to talk about a North-South rivalry, or us and a Corbin, or us and anybody else. North and Clay was the hardest thing for me and my teams to overcome, because Coach Birchall does such a great job of preparing his kids, especially when it comes to Crow Style. I never count them out, because at the end of the day, they're going to play at such a pace that you feel like you can never really get a big enough lead. And it's been very far and few in between that you're going to be able to get more than a 10 or 12 point lead on them. So you're always nervous. Now, this year we were lucky. We hit pretty well. We got up on them pretty quickly, and things kind of changed. But that's been a unique situation that's been far and few in between. I have as much respect for Coach Birchall as one of the best coaches in the region, for years now. People tend to have short-term memories, memory loss when it comes to coaches. Coach Birchall dominated the 13th region for a few years, and you don't just forget that overnight.
No. You're right, Coachy. But what I'm saying is, they're going to probably wind up having to play Jackson County to get to the region tournament. Am I correct? The tournament is at Jackson County. Is that right?
No, the tournament is at Clay again this year.
District tournament. It's at Clay. Okay. So that will help Clay, but Jackson County, like you said, probably one of the biggest teams in the state. And I haven't looked at Clay and Jackson County scores, but they're going to have to find a way to get over that size, But I'm just saying, for nostalgia reasons, it would be weird to go to a 13th region tournament and not see Clay County participating. Because
it's
that could happen. But then they both could win and get in there. Yeah.
And that's where I never count them out. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand exactly how records are, and you're looking at things and stuff like that. All of us coaches are doing the same thing too. But I'm going to be honest with you, most of us will never count out a Clay County team, because we've all seen it too many times where when push comes to shove, they pull together and they end up finding a way to still keep that legacy going on. Because the one thing you got to give Clay County, there's a lot of tradition there, and it's hard for them to let that go, and they're going to keep fighting for
it. Well, Earl always the radio guy. We talk a lot, and he says he's never seen a more. He said they've gotten better in the past month, but he said he's never seen a more inexperienced boys and girls Clay County teams as these two this season. So he's been around. He's been doing Clay County basketball for 30 years. So if he's telling me that, then I'm I'm going to believe him. But you hit it right on the nose, Coach. You can't overlook nobody because the district just tells you that if you're overlooking somebody, you'll get sent to the house. Case in point, we've seen 4 seeds beat 1 before. I'll give you one. Buckhorn beat Leslie County a couple years ago in the 54th district tournament when they had the Myers girl. Let's get you a good team that year. 17, 18 win team. Buckhorn probably hadn't won 10 games. Should ball well. Play no defense.
My first year at North Laurel, we only won 9 games, but yet we were just a couple of possessions away from making it to the championship game in the 13th region. We got hot at the right time. Our kids kind of started to get that unity together and start playing for one another, and our defense improved. And I'll just be honest with you that, we just kind of fit things together at the right time, and we took out one of the better teams in the region. And I'll never forget how great of a feeling it was on our part, but also it taught me something that whenever you are on that other side and you're the 1 seed or the 2 seed or the one that everyone's expecting to win, you better not overlook anybody.
No. You guys have almost completed all of your district play. I do see that you still got to play OBI, you still got to play Redbird, and you got the game with Jackson County. If you could beat Jackson County, that would probably lock up the number 1 seed. Probably, is that right, Coach? Then that would the rest of the seed would probably go to
this year. Only the first game is going to count towards seed. So actually, we've already played Jackson the first time and Clay the first time. We've won both of those. So as long as we win our Redbird and OBI games, we should be the 1 seed coming out. So and I understand why they did that. With COVID, you weren't 100% sure you were going to be able to get 2 games in. So it really came down to that first game there, and that was the rules for this year. So we got to take care of business. We're hoping and trying for that 1 seed. But honestly, whether you're the 1 seed or you're the 4 seed, your ultimate goal is to make it to the region tournament and to win that district, and then to hopefully put yourself in the right position to make a run for a region championship.
Okay, I'm going to throw something at you real quick, and then you can tell me if you like this idea or not. Last week, I had Coach Clark on the show from a Link Camp, boys coach. And we was talking about realignment. I think it's time for it. I think districts have gotten out of control. There's not enough teams in districts. Well, let me give you an example. 53rd, I'm using the 14th region, for example, and I'm going to use the 55th district girls. Breathitt County and Wolfe County are the only 2 teams in that district. They automatically are already in the region. Now, I ain't mad because Breathitt and Wolfe don't have to compete. But that's not their fault. You can't happen. Jackson City didn't have enough girls to finish the season, and didn't have a team. And it don't look like they're going to have a team in the future. We don't know that, but we'll know more as we go along. But as I'm sitting here thinking, well, these other teams have to compete and qualify, but they don't. So I said, Coach Clark, I think it's time for a realignment. I think it's time to have 2 divisions, equal up teams, like 1 division over here, because you got in the 13th, you guys have got, let's see, is it 17 teams? 5 in the 49th, and all the other ones have 4. So it's 4, 8, 12, 16, and 5 is 21. That's probably not right. I can't do math. But anyway, break it the divisions down like 8 in one division, 8 in the other division. Play for the district championship during the regular season, and then have a super regional where everybody gets to participate in the region. You seed them 1 through 16 or 17, how many teams you got. You give the district champions the top 4 seeds. You give the runner-up the next 4 seeds, and then you seed everybody else according to record, or if you can use the RPI because it's sitting there. Basketball, I don't even know why they got an RPI in basketball because they don't use it, but they could use it for this particular idea. do you think that we need to go to do you think we need to realign maybe because we're losing teams left and right? We're losing, you know what you understand what I'm talking
about. I do. And you know, I have mixed feelings. I'm a traditionalist in some ways, and I love the old ways of doing things. At the same time, I'm also a big advocate of this. I want more games to matter. And the more games we can make in the regular season matter, the better off I think basketball will be. You know, to me, that is one of the problems that we have is we play a lot of games. And at the end of the day, yeah, it's nice that you won. It's not a big deal if you lost. You know, you're trying to improve. That is the main thing. But, gosh, I really it's what I love about a district that seeds is the fact that you actually have, you know, 8 games or something like that matter because it's all about district seeding. Well, in your idea, there could be more games that actually matter because you're playing for a championship through some of your regular season, you know, games. So I'm not opposed to it. And if
it would help your schedule
is on board with
it, would help your schedule too. It would help your schedule too,
well, that's
because
another thing for
it would
us.
automatically you'd have to play.
We're busy traveling to Louisville.
Yeah. Well, I just want to
get
your thoughts.
We're going to Louisville. We're going to Lexington. We're going to North Kentucky to try to play all the time.
Yeah. Well, you know what I would love to see is this. Try to get where we can get some fairness to everybody. I mean, there's some teams that's never been in the regional tournament. I would love to see Redbird got to go last year, girls. Whatever year the Redbird girls got to go. What year did they go? But they got to go. But
about 3 years
just
ago.
to see But there's some teams that have probably never been to a regional. They've been maybe one time. But it'd be awesome it would be awesome to have one super regional where everybody gets to play in it. You know, Redbird gets to go back and say, well, they've been in it. OBIs gets to be in it. You know, I would love something like that.
Well, it would give everybody an equal opportunity, and I'm not against that part. You know, at the end of the day, I don't believe in giving away opportunity, but I do believe in everyone participating in that opportunity. And a 1 seed playing a 16 or whatever is good with us. It works in an NCAA tournament. It can work in a high school, say, you know, super regional like what you're talking about. Like I said, at the end of the day, we can realign anything however we want. My main goal is for more games to matter because there's nothing I can do in a practice that gets my kids ready for postseason play like a game with some hype to it or district seeding, but kind of purpose to it. So we need more games like that. And I'll use this example. You know, we play Southwestern every year. Southwestern is a great team, and they prepare us every year for postseason play. But yet, to my kids, that's not a district seeded game. You know, at the end of the day, it's nice if you win, but it doesn't end your season if you lose it. So I wish that we had more games that mattered, like how our Clay County game and our Jackson County games matter every year.
Yeah, I agree 100%. 100%. You know, the one thing I was saying, if you got your 2 divisions, it would help your scheduling because if you got 8 teams in your division, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 40, 16 games right there you can play. That means something because you have to try. You want to try to get the best seed you can get, and you want to try to win the district. And that means you have a lot of teams battling each other hard nosed, fighting to get to that spot. And I would love to see that because, you know, if it's like, well, you know, we ain't got nobody to play over here. Well, we'll just automatically go wash it on to the region.
I would love to see
I mean, yeah, I don't know. But hopefully someday we'll get something fixed out. I just like to get coaches' opinions because I know you guys are what stirs the drink. And, you know, is it, you know, we've had this for a long, long time, but is it time for something new? You know, we need to see. Coach, I love having you on here. I could talk to you all day. you're a good man.
I can talk to you too.
I told
this.
Coach Valentine. Yeah, I told Coach Valentine I love talking with you and him because you guys always bring the best out of me. You get me thinking. You get my blood rushing. You get me these questions that I throw at you. You guys always got the answers. So but I want to thank you again.
Well, I love your show.
And I know I can always depend on you. Well,
I love your show.
It's all about the
kids.
It's all about this team.
I love
yeah. Well, Coach, good luck to you the rest of the season. I know if I need you, I can holler at you, and you'll be right back on here again with me. May try to get with you before the tournament, and we'll see what's going on. But good luck to you, Lady Jaguars, and you guys be safe, and good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
No problem. Coach Eddie Mahan of the North Laurel Lady Jaguars, as they get set to play Tuesday night, they're going to play. They are going to play Corbin in the 13th Region Media Classic Game of the Week. You can hear that on the 13th Region page over there. The Q-Man, I think Steve Black, Q-Man, one of them will be doing the game. So you can check that out as well. We're going to have John with us in about 15 minutes. Coach, we just, we spitting a little bit there, talking about realignment. What's everybody's thoughts about that? Tell me in the comment box below. Tell me what you think about if you'd like to see realignment happen in basketball. Not change the state tournament and still go have Sweet 16, but have region, but make it where the regular season means more and it's more equal to everybody. If you missed some of the headlines today, here they are. The Bengals are in the Super Bowl. They will await their opponent. It's time to update you on that. We're going to do that right now. The last time it was 10-7. It is tied with 6 minutes to go in the game, and the Rams have the ball. So 17-17 tied. That game going down to, it's going to come down to an instant classic, just like the Bengals did today, 27-24 in overtime. A McEwen field goal. The rookie kicker for the Bengals has been clutch in this playoffs, but he's been clutch all year. But congratulations to the Bengals going to the Super Bowl, awaiting the winner of this game right here. That is in 6 minutes left in it, tied at 17. Congratulations to the Pikeville Panthers today. They won the boys All-A state championship. They defeated Breathitt County 53-44 in the final. Pikeville taking on the trophy. And the girls All-A state champions was Owen County, OWEN County. The Lady Rebels beat Owensboro Catholic 49-38 today. And the girls, that was at 12. The boys was at 2. We talked about Chris Mack out at Louisville. They have an assistant head coach is doing the interim coaching for the rest of the season. North Laurel has their new football coach. I forgot to ask Coach Mahan about Coach Chappell. Going to be joining the Jaguar program as he's the brand new head football coach of the North Laurel Jaguars. I told you it was a great hire. I thought super hire by the North Laurel Jaguars. Tom Brady, is he retired or is he going to not retire? Reports say that he is, but there's been some talk out there that he ain't made his decision. He's told the Buccaneers he's not made a decision yet. We will wait and see. This is a day in, day out story. We'll probably get more clarification on this tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. How it goes. But we'll see how everything winds up to be. We've got John going to join us in just a little bit. Other Kentucky's big win yesterday, impressive 80-62. They got Vanderbilt Wednesday night at Rupp Arena. Then they got Alabama on Saturday as they go to Coleman Coliseum. They've lost 2 of their last 3 at Alabama's Coleman Coliseum. And the ladies lost today, unfortunately. They lost to LSU 78-69. the Lady Cats are now 99 on the year at 500 exactly, but don't look like no SEC. They're going to have to win the SEC tournament if they want to go to any NCAA tournament, or they're going to have to get a winning record even to get in the NIT if they have a women's NIT. I don't know if they do or not, but we'll have to find out. Let's see. Other news that's been going on. COVID numbers are still high. As I said, I'm not going to really get into that. Hopefully, we'll be on a down slope as we get into February. Tomorrow is the last day of January 31st, and we get set to head towards February. We've got 3 weeks left in the regular season. Also, want to remind everybody, too, that you can I've lost my train of thought here. The tournament for the 14th region has been set and ready to go. Also, the 54th district has made their date too when they're going to have the draw. Do it first. The 54th district draw will be on Monday, February 7th at 11 a.m. at Applebee's in Hazard, Kentucky. Hazard is the host. Hazard Lady Bulldogs, or Hazard School is the host for the 54th district tournament this year. The girls tournament 14th region is going to be at Perry County Central. The boys is going to be at Breathitt County. They're going to draw for the girls on February 23rd at 10 a.m. at the PCC High School Library. The game days are set to Sunday, February 27th, first round, 1, 3, 5, and 7. Semifinals are set for March the 1st at 6 and 7:45, with the championship game set for Friday, March 4th at 7 p.m. The boys will draw on Saturday, February 26th at 10 a.m. at the Breathitt County Library. There at the high school. Tournament dates have also been set for them. First round, March 2nd, 3rd, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Semifinals on March 6th, that's Sunday, 2 p.m., 4 p.m. And then the championship is set for March 8th at 7 p.m. at the Felicio O. Woods Coliseum in Jackson, Kentucky, there at Breathitt County High School. The 13th region tournament will be at Corbin this year. Host Redbird is the host this year. Their tournament will be the same time as the March 1st to March 11th. Girls play first, and the boys. The 15th region tournament will be at the Appalachian Wireless Arena in Pikeville. I don't know who the host is. I'm trying to get a hold of Daryl to find out. Maybe he might know who's going to be the host for the region. But they're also girls play first and the boys play last. So that's the tournament information you need to know. This week's WYMTV Mountain Top 10. Let me give you the girls and the boys real quick. The girls at number 10 is Glacier Central, 9 Morgan County, 8 Lawrence County, 6 Pulaski County, 5 Martin County, 4 Shelby Valley, 3 Southwestern. Corbin's number 3. North Laurel, number 2, and number 1, the Pikeville Lady Panthers, who got beat in the semifinals yesterday by Owensboro Catholic. Boys top 10, you got Betsy Lane 10, Bell County 9, South Laurel 8, Lawrence County 6, Knox Central 5, Harlan County 4, Perry Central 3, North Laurel 2, Pikeville, the All-A State Champions 1, and the Pulaski County Maroons number 1. It's got records for all of our teams. Pulaski County still undefeated at 21-0. They're the only undefeated team. Before I say that, let me make sure. Yes, they are the only undefeated team in the state of in the mountains. Let me see if I can get what remaining games does Pulaski County have left. I'm interested. Do they have a shot to go undefeated in the regular season? I know they have 7 games left. They've got Somerset next. Then they play Harlan County. That's going to be a doozy game for them. Then they play North Laurel. That will be they got some really, really tough games coming up. The Maroons will. We'll find out how real they are. They're undefeated though, 21-0. And they've been dominating in the 12th region. Your leaders, best records of each region, girls and boys in the 12th, Southwestern 17-4. They're the leaders right now with the best record. North Laurel is 15-4. They're the 13th. Glacier Central lost yesterday, but they're 16-6. You got the best record in there in Pikeville, 19-2 on the girls. Boys, Pulaski County 21-0 in the 12th. 13th Region North World 17-4. Big win for them. Perry Central with the best record, 18-2. Brandon County's lost today, sent them to 17-5, but they did pick up 3 nice wins this week down at the All-A in Lawrence County. Pikeville is 18-1. Lawrence County second behind them at 18-4. So that gives you all of our top winning teams there. We're going to have John Lowe with us in about 6 minutes. Do apologize for not having no co-host. That it was none of Corey's fault. He had late basketball practice. The boys' grade school basketball tournament was canceled yesterday because of weather. Was postponed to today. They played today because there were some really nice pictures of some champions in the tournament, but they did not. They finished that tournament today. They could not practice till late, so they will not practice. He had to be at practice 6 to 8, 7 to 8. So we'll get Corey on another night. Also today, right about an hour or two before I came on the air, my Facebook page, for the show, for the CJ Howard Show, is now finished. You can go on Facebook, go put in the search bar the CJ Howard Show, and I want you to go to that page and I want you to like it. I'm going to put a post out on that later tonight when I get out of the show, and we'll go from hopefully we'll get a lot of people going over and liking that page. But once you go over and like it, it's where you're going to see the CJ Howard Show on that Facebook page starting next week. It won't be on my. I do want people to share it on my other page, but I'm going to mostly keep it over there, so it'll be all my shows will be on one Facebook, not 2 separate ones. So, but it did get finished. It's the CJ Howard Show. Put it in the search bar, find it, go over and give me a like, and tell everybody about it. Tell everybody about it. But I will make a post about it after I get off the air here tonight. We've had some pretty good views tonight. Got nobody watching right now, but it's okay. Hope you guys are tuning in and watch us. We want everybody to be happy on the show. We got less than 30 minutes to go. We're going to have John with us in just a few minutes. Weather has been a lot better, but we're going to get some rough weather here in the middle of the week. I understand we're supposed to get some rain and turn to snow on Thursday. Maybe we'll get the first 3 days in of games, but don't know about the weekend as well, as we're looking for that. Let's get an update on that Rams game. See what we've got here. And 2 minutes to go, and the Rams have the ball, and this game is tied at 17. And just the 2-minute warning just hit there. And the Rams 49ers game winner will play the Bengals in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. The Pro Bowl, I think, is next week. And then the Super Bowl in 2 weeks in L.A. The Rams do have the ball. It's 2nd and 11 at the LA 11, I believe is where they was at. Let me give you correct information. They're at the San Francisco 13-yard line, so they are close to sticking it in the end zone or getting a field goal. Probably you're going to see this clock be melted all the way down when they get down with a 2-minute warning. They'll probably kick a field goal. So Rams probably on their way to beating the 49ers. So we're probably going to get Rams Bengals for the Super Bowl. But 49ers are not out of it yet. Still got 2 minutes to go in that game. 2 minutes to go. I don't think I've missed any other highlights or anything really important. Did tell about Kentucky's big win, 80-62 over Kansas on last night. They got Vanderbilt at home. That's a Wednesday night game. And then Saturday, they got the Alabama Crimson Tide. They got to travel to Coleman Coliseum to battle the Alabama Crimson Tide. We also heard from Tim Brenstinger earlier tonight. Tim telling us that he is also looking going to be doing a lot more media high school coverage starting the end of this year, but next year he is. So we're excited about that. We'll hear more from Tim as he told us about that endearment. Also, Coach Mahan of North Laurel. Hey, he needs a game. Anybody looking for a basketball game, contact Coach Mahan at North Laurel Lady Jaguars High School. He's looking for a couple of games, I think. He doesn't care if it's home or away. He was just telling us about that right there. We got 30 minutes left in the show. We've had a lot go on tonight. Next week, my co-host is supposed to be John North. Expect John was supposed to be with me a couple weeks ago, but he had some stuff. He was out of town and wasn't going to be back. So John will be with me next week. I've done confirmed that he'll be with me. Hopefully, I'll have Josh McKinney the week after. I did get back with him and left him a message. Haven't heard from him, but hopefully we'll have him. And then we got some great guests coming up in the weeks to come. With the tournament schedule and everything, there's going to be a day. There's going to be some probably one night that I'm going to have to do the show on a Saturday. That will be the night before the girls' 14th region tournament, because I will be at the tournament there in Perry County Central. So that will be interesting as well. Want to tell everybody that that's going to be a lot of fun. And I just got a message from John's not going to be able to join us tonight. Pikeville, he tells me that, hey, CJ, I'm going to have to miss the show. Pikeville's coming back home, and I have to be live on Facebook page. Sorry, man. I'll be back next week. So no John. So I'm not going to have John with us tonight. It's I understand that Pikeville having coming back home after their All-State championship win. They're going to, I guess, fire truck and everything. So no John. John will not be joining us. So I'm going to hang out just long enough to tell you who wins that game in the NFC, and then I am going to get out of here because I ain't got much more to talk about. Don't really have anybody to talk with. So we'll see. Fourth down now coming up as they get ready. So hopefully I'm going to hang on long enough just to make sure we find out who the Super Bowl is going to be. Then I'll go ahead and get out of here. Again, the Bengals are in the Super Bowl. They're waiting the winner of that game. Jason Chappell, the new head football coach at North Laurel. Okay, let me go ahead and give her everything that I need to do. And we'll go ahead and we'll wait on that, and we'll get out of here. I want to thank all my guests, Tim, Judie, and Eddie, for all three being with me tonight. John couldn't be with me because of Pikeville having to cover their celebration back home. But he'll be with me next week. We'll probably, hopefully, maybe have a state tournament draw. We don't have it this week. It definitely will be the week after. I'll be back with you. I don't know when. Sometime in February with the CJ High School basketball report. I will announce it when I'm coming back. Now, right now, I ain't got a day that I can do a show, but if I do have a break in the action, I will come back and we'll have a show, and we will. I will bring that back. So hopefully that's pretty soon. Join me next Sunday night, February 6th, episode number 24 of the CJ Howard Show. As I said, John Norris is going to be my co-host. We'll have a great group of guests and everything going on in the world of sports, high school, and throughout the world. Let's see. Also, I told everybody I did get my new Facebook page today for the show. In the search bar on Facebook, you put the CJ Howard Show in there. It's going to pop up. It's going to tell you, I want you to go over there. I want you to click on it. I want you to go in there and like that page. I want you to go there and like it. Click the like button. And I want you to share it with others so they can go like it. So please do that for me, and I would appreciate that. I will put a post out later tonight about that so that everybody can so they can go do that to help me out as well. Also, go to my YouTube channel. I need some subscriptions. I've got several, but I need more. I need 1,000 of them. Go over and help me out. I'll be able to do a lot more live stuff if you can do that for me, and some other stuff as well. Let me see what we've got here. Let's check the game. Okay, the Rams just kicked a field goal. So there's 1 minute left, 1:46 to go. The 49ers do have the ball, and they're going to go. They get the ball back, so we'll see how they do. But I know you guys are probably tired of hearing me ramble. But I'm running out of information to give you guys. Let me give you the tournament information one more time. By then we'll have that. The 54 district tournament draw will be next Monday, February 7th at 11 a.m. at Applebee's in Hazard. That's going to be the draw for the 54 district tournament. Stop in. Also, the tournament for the girls and boys have been set. The draw for the girls 14th region tournament will be February 23rd. That's a great date in history because that's when I married my beautiful wife, Kathy Howard. We'll be married 14 years coming up on that day. They draw for the girls' 14th region tournament that day at PCC High School. Sunday will be the first round of the tournament, 1, 3, 5, and 7 on February 27th. March the 1st, semifinals at 6 and 7:45 with the championship set for March 4th at 7 p.m. The boys will be drawing on February 26th at 10 a.m. at the Prince County High School Library. Tournament dates are set March 2nd and 3rd. It's going to be 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock for the boys. Semifinals is set for Sunday, March 6th at 2 and 4 with the championship set for 7 p.m. on the 8th of March at the Felicio Woods Coliseum in Jackson, Kentucky, and the John C. Combs Arena at Perry County Central High School. Okay, I'm giving you play-by-play. The ball has just been turned over to the Rams. I guess an interception. Gruffalo was trying to throw a pass. He got picked off. The Rams are going to go run the clock out. So it's going to be the Rams and the Bengals. I don't really want to leave yet because I want to try to get the final. 2017 right now, they're just trying to run the clock out. 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 13. So I would pretty much say the Rams have got this in the bag. So Rams will play Bengals in 2 weeks in the Super Bowl. Rams are going to be a big favorite probably. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what the line will be when it comes out. But the Bengals can play with anybody. They showed that this playoffs. But congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals for getting in the Super Bowl. They will play in 2 weeks. As of right now, probably going to be the Los Angeles Rams. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to go ahead and end the show a little early due to the fact I don't have a co-host, nobody to talk to. I don't have another guest. So instead of me sitting here rambling and wasting your time, I'm just going to go ahead and end the show. I want to thank everybody that watched the show tonight. I want to thank everybody that watches the show all the time and supports the CJ Howard Show. Again, please go check out my new Facebook page I've got for the show, the CJ Howard Show. Just put that in the search bar. You'll find it. Go over and give me a like and help me out. And then go ahead and share that with other people that you know. This is CJ Howard, running third, heading for home. Good night, everybody. We will see you next Sunday night, 8 o'clock, with the CJ Howard Show.